One love, Delta and travelers. One love. Welcome in. Welcome into the International Digital Connection. Where you tuned in from right now? I'm coming live to you from the sunny Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I'm telling you, we got some very important updates to bring to you today. And we got some very important headlines as well to update one another with. I'm telling you, big up to all the frequent travelers that are in the chat right now. While we're boarding, these are some of the headlines that we're going to be getting into. Now, I tell you all I was going to bring the information and I say, hey, watch, in a couple of days, very soon and very shortly, they're going to put hands on you. Watch.
Slit the young man. You see? Yes. Let me just pass you. You just pass. Look the father, the mother.
Right?
There's the mother, the holding the mother. I'm trying to hold the father.
Some of the headlines that we're going to be getting into in this live.
First place, he has no locus standi in the matter. He has not engaged me on it. And if he decides he will engage me on it, I will say to him just what I said to you before. None of us, not one of us, has the authority to remove any one of them. Look, we must remember there. In this place, he has no locus standi in the matter.
Locus standi. He has no locus standi. Why? Is the former leader of the opposition highlighting the fact that the present leader of the opposition does not have any locus standi to be removing the GCOM commissioners. Listen, we can get into that on this live as well. There's just two of the headlines that we're going to get into. We got other things as well to get into because guess what? We're hearing this conversation. Oh, who else noticed that once again, Melly Mel was right? Who else noticed that Melly Mel was right? Eh? You see, persons were saying this, persons were saying that. But when you look at the picture that Melly Mel put out, and you look at the actual person in this video right here and the picture of this person that they got posted right now, we understand that there's some kind of mix-up that would have went down. And we're going to get into those details because the family would have highlighted the fact, the family of one of the persons that they were circulating a picture of that was not the person would have highlighted certain details. Even the top cops was talking about it, and we can get into some of these details. This is a little snippet from some of the headlines we're going to be getting into today.
MMU that has clear SOPs, and all the regional health officers, the hospitals, administrators will be held accountable based on that system. Anybody who work outside of that system, outside of the SOPs in that system, MMU that has
we're boarding almost 200 persons live right now, and we're boarding. We're just getting into the snippets, the boarding headlines before we get into the main part of the flight, where we start to really get into the meat of what's a part of the details of what's going on there. The president is saying, listen, there's going to be SOPs, and the persons them who don't follow this mandate, guess what? You can hear directly from the president himself because you don't know. You know how certain things just go. We already see 9 REOs went home. So there's certain protocols, and the president is highlighting the precedent that will be held. And if it's not held to that precedent, persons, listen, we can jump into they got other headlines as well that we're going to be getting into. There's a conviction. I could stand corrected. But in the Henry Boyce case, there's a lot of developments. There's even certain things that Honorable Dr. Todd is highlighting. Listen, when you gotta hear it directly from Dr. Todd to understand just how these details are very intricate. You have to hear it directly from Dr. Todd to even think that something like this might be going on. But to be honest with you, there's certain things that I kind of would think was going on for a while with certain things. We can't look at how the guy would have gotten sentenced and he never really was incarcerated, right? He never really got arrested and stayed in incarceration for no period of time.
Slit the young man. You see? Yes. Let me just pass you. Let me just pass. Look the father, the mother. There's the mother, the holding the mother. I'm trying to hold the father. You know him? He's a stranger in Zeelugt. Slit the young man. You see? Yes. Let me just pass you. Let me just pass. Look the father, the mother. There's the mother, the holding the mother. I'm trying to hold the father. You know him?
And no, it would have only been a matter of time, right? Let's hope that the right person is the person in custody, because there's a lot of this conversation. But guess what? We got to highlight certain very important things, because a person was implicated that really shouldn't have been implicated. So the very first thing we're going to do is do this. Condolences to the family and all the loved ones of Adriel, and rise in power to his everlasting energy. Right? Now, Melly Mel highlighted something, and it's important that we realize what's really going on in our beautiful country, because you see how this thing is going even beyond ethnic lines now. We can't say, oh, it's always these melanated people, or it's always these black people, and they is always bringing out these conversations about this type of prejudice and that type of prejudice and not getting justice and this and that. Now we can realize that this is something that if we don't take care of it, very soon justice will be a thing of the past, right? This is a special presentation right here on Delta 9 Media. If you haven't already, take a couple of seconds, share the live and thumbs up the live. Let me hear what Melly Mel was highlighting. Because there was a young man that was implicated. Remember Orlando? Remember the Red Ram conversation? You know, and even do a sound check. I hope, well, good. I hope that I'm coming through clearly. All right. Nobody say good. Yeah. Remember Orlando and the Red Ram conversation? A lot of persons, I'm pretty sure, would remember. It's not that long ago. Look at what could have been the situation with another person, right? Let me hear the details that Melly Mel was highlighting. Then we're going to go straight to what was going on at the courthouse. because this young man needs to be vindicated.
Morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Um, share this live, share this live, share this live. So this is a quick live. So, we all saw the news yesterday about the 7-year-old boy getting his neck getting chopped or cut, and the grandmother slitting the grandmother's throat, and so. According to my police contact, who is somebody who's close to the investigation, who's in the investigation right now, who's close to the investigation. So this is what happened. Good morning. According to somebody who's very close to the investigation, this is what happened. Apparently, the child's own family chopped him by mistake. So this is what they did, right? Because I keep looking at that house and how the family does live. Who in the right mind going in there to rob? You understand? Rob this child and this grandmother. Who's the grandmother? First of all, the child grandmother is bedridden. That 7-year-old child that died was taking care of that grandmother. Sponge bathing her, everything. That child didn't go to school in 2 weeks, right? No teaching call, no neighboring call, welfare checking, nothing. So they had that child basically like the maid in that house taking care of that of their mother. Mind you, should get a daughter or another family member, her son or so living next door, living close by. But none of them are looking after this lady. That little 7-year-old child was looking after that child. That's where I say this system continue. The system, the child protection, the Ministry of Education, the system continue to fail the children of Guyana. So that little boy was taking care of the mother. And I don't care if the family vexed with me because I like talk. And yeah, don't worry, try to cover up no story, make it look like no robbery, because we know it's not no robbery. One of his own family by the name of MOHAMED chopped that child. Yeah, and you know how he chopped the child? They were drinking 4 o'clock in the morning. Drink and drunk, all of them drinking, because apparently the father as well know what is going on. The brother, the pastor man, and all of them, right? They were drinking the morning, and they get into some fight, chop the child by mistake, because apparently Mohammed I don't know if it's the father, he go for chop, the child father or some other uncle, he go for chop the child by mistake. And this is what I'm telling you, he confessed to the police. Chop the child by mistake, because they were drunk and fighting. Chop the child by mistake. But here was the hurtful. Here how these people so evil and wicked. They chop the child by mistake. When they're done, they try to make it look like a robbery. You know, they went and slit the own mother throat and pulled down her pampers, like if somebody tried to sexually assault. Well, obviously, clearly, they ain't get no feelings for the mother, or they don't care about the mother. You understand? And the pastor is a liar. Yes, the pastor is a very liar man. They obviously don't have no feelings for the mother. And obviously, clearly not, because the child was taking care of the mother. All of them used to live right wrong, and they used to get no time with the mother. The mother bedridden, and that little grandchild was taken care of. That is why it was so easy for them to slit the mother throat, to try to make it look as though somebody break into the house, try to rob them, or try to sexually assault the grandmother, the own mother, and slit the child's throat. And I now understand, because the story just didn't adding up. The story wasn't adding up. Now Caesar, as usual, crass, he gone now this morning trying to cut some deal with the family, because for help them to make it look like a robbery. It wasn't no robbery. The own family by the name of Mohammed, who's the child, I think cousin or uncle or something like that, chopped the child by mistake. All of them were drinking. All of them they drinking and drunk 4 o'clock in the morning. The young man. Yes. Just pass you. Just pass.
Look the father, the mother. There's the mother, the holding the mother. I'm trying to hold the father. You know him?
He's a stranger in Zeelugt.
Oh.
Yes, son.
Oh.
Wait for your boy. Watch me chase by you.
No remorse. Yes, the family got to go. Michelle, come up. The father could come. So you want to go in court? But you don't got to calm down. But you don't calm down here. So, viewers, let's give Manda. Manda, look this way. Michelle, go. No, y'all can't come home.
Wait for your boy. I have a chance to go mazel fuck you. Because you don't see me in jail till your mother's fuck you. I'm telling you. Yeah.
This is sad, you know. So we're waiting outside of the court, viewers. Tag, share, tell somebody the mother is behaving, the in-laws. Look the father. Look just now. See the father. Where's the father? There's the father. Yes.
Hello. Stop. Yes, the court, right? Please let go. Good.
Scenes from the courthouse earlier today, Delta 9 travelers.
Right, I was supposed to be in the care of his father. What does that happen? I don't know how many of you would have been keeping up with the story. We were there already, and we got to understand that the court, it was by a court mandated order that the father have the son, right? So it's not the mother's. 1 second. We're here live at the Lenore's Mortuary Court again. Standing on the stage right there, there's a father with the deceased 7-year-old, Adriel. And the mother is up there as well in the black dress. They currently were escorted out to the court because they were speaking. She was visibly upset, of course. The suspect was talking and she's venting out. The mother's heart, the father's heart. This is a terrible time for them. An absolute tragedy. Leader of the Assembly for Liberty and Prosperity, Dr. Simona Charles Brooms, is currently listening to the father, who's venting his frustration. Good afternoon to everybody.
Big up to the entire ALP, always out and about and willing to assist the people in any way that they can, right? Chandel, thanks for being a part of the live. Good afternoon to Delta 9 and all the frequent travelers all the way from St. Lucia International Digital Connection, right? Thanks for tuning in, Chandel. And big up to the whole St. Lucia. And everybody tuned in right now, right? Who else is in the chat right now? Who are the frequent travelers in the chat? Marcia, thanks for being a part of the live. Marcia shouting out the entire Delta 9 family. Big up yourself, Marcia. Ross Levi, greetings. Real thing. Big up yourself. Paulette, thanks for tuning in. Paulette is saying good evening to the Delta 9 media viewers. Thanks for tuning in, Paulette, and for being a frequent traveler and a moderator right here on Delta 9 Media. We just get a chance to see some of the scenes from the courthouse. Gonna fast forward a little bit because not much happened in between, because obviously they couldn't go in. But we're gonna get a chance to see when the person came down and hear a little bit of the discord. But there's a lot of certain parts of this case that really needs analysis, you know, because what was the situation that allowed for that young man to be presented as one of the persons that was a part of what was going on? And then why would Melly Mel come out and highlight the fact that certain persons is trying to do certain things with what's going on with the proceedings? You know, it's very, very interesting when we analyze the details of what's going on right here. And persons have been analyzing it on different platforms and internationally as well. This is some of the details of what is being shared so that we could suss out what's really going on.
The picture of that young man. And if y'all don't no, it's a comment. It's a comment I'm responding to, Ryan, not you, right? Biggs. They did not post that picture. The day before it was released that somebody was picked up to the general public or early in the morning, a family member or a person who claims to be a family member sent a video of that same young man being arrested to us and asked us to release it. We did not release it because we believe that they didn't have no evidence linking this young man. On the said night that we did that live, if you all could watch back before the picture was actually released, Vicky came up And we just gave a glance to the public of the video of a young man being arrested, and he said, yes, that is the man. The next day is when sheriff posted that thing. We never released that video. We never released the video. He said the guy got a ponytail, the phone was away from the screen, and we just said yes,
like
we
this.
just
We
do
do
a
this,
flash,
right?
yeah, a flash
We do
like
this.
that. Good.
We
So
never
we
released
got
it.
that information even before it was even released to the media. We did not release it because we did not believe. We said the first person picture we get was an African person picture. That is an African. We even got a story backing up that is an African man that Ian do something to that did that to the child. And those were all family members reaching us to us, giving us different stories, right? And that is when we realized that there's a bunch of confusion they're trying to cause to mislead us. And we did not release all of the information that we had. But when the 16-year-old picture was released to the public, yes, it was first released by Sheriff News Media, and then everybody collect the picture and run with it. It's not confusing, sweetheart. Ryan, you go ahead. We just want to clear that up because this is how this young man picture get released.
And the picture that they release it take out in the same position space that this young man picture here. We didn't release the picture, we had the old video.
Thank you. And it's
good, Ryan. You could continue. Just like Ryan talked Sabrina.
Yeah, I'll wrap up quick. But it's just like Orlando with Adriana Young. It's just like Orlando that they're trying to pawn it off on somebody. And listen, as a Guyanese society, we must look at how the culture has been towards criminals and criminality, because long it's been, if somebody from normal citizen crosses the line to snatch a chain or to rob a Chinese store or to unalive a child, suddenly we believe that this person, they should suffer, but they're still a human, right? And we see it with the Adriana Young situation with the Orlando that was trying to pawn it off. We see it with the same situation. That's how it's looking, as if they were trying to pawn it off. And we must ask ourselves why, because in the end of the day, we need to be to some extent advocating for how prisoners are treated in Guyana. There should be a minimum humane daily rights for prisoners, because if lawmakers know that when you go to prison, it'll be living in hell, with you'll be constantly abused, you may not even get good food, you may not get a good bed. Why would they not intervene, And so, yes, Cole and Precious, thank y'all so much, because y'all did a great job, like y'all deserve like some type of reward or something, and for bringing the truth to light. And it's definitely a respectful thing.
Send to Lion and Dundee. Send to Lion.
Listen, I got send the universe, right? Because I'm still in awe. Because honestly, and what's the most beautiful thing with all of this? I think y'all was prepared to lose. I think Cole said it yourself. We'll push the truth, but there's no guarantee that the truth will come to light. Something to that extent, Cole was saying, And so I think it's a good day. At least it's a good day, but we must acknowledge, based on what the father was just saying, I'm a bit appalled, and it probably means that there's more truth that needs to come to light, because I don't understand where the level of nastiness is coming from, and you're grieving your child. So Cole and Precious,
Ryan, if you know the real story, me care what they're trying to push. If you know the real story behind this, tell you, even you milk with job, but we can allow them.
But
to me, the real story behind this thing, we just coming out to debunk the lies.
Is it on the level of Adriana Young? Are you allowed to say that? With this?
Yeah, we just said reality stranger than fiction.
Oh my.
We know what we're talking. That's why when people come in and talk in certain things, we could ask them certain intrusive questions, because we know when you're coming to lie, and we know the truth too. So we want to debunk it right off the bat, so that the innocent persons aren't paying for the guilty. All I would urge the 425 of y'all who are on this live that are watching to do is, don't worry with what the news is saying. Worry with what your eyes are seeing, and use your deductive skill, and whatever conclusion you come to, then you will know the reason why we have been advocating for the truth from the beginning. That's all we got to say.
You going in or are you good?
Yes, 16-year-old confessed, and then many other outlets copied and pasted. The with regards to trusting them, of course, we know Sheriff deleted it. Sheriff deleted the thing with no posting to say, "Hey guys, we made a mistake," or "Hey guys, this is the." Even though we claiming, and to me is a big red flag. But part of me wants to trust the Guyana police force and the news outlets now regarding this 7-year-old child. But then again, though, there's a lot that I don't know. I land my plane, but Cola, thank you for all the hard work. Precious, thank you for all the hard work. And Precious, I love how, if I ever need a lawyer, I think you're the person I call in for interrogate them for me. But I land my plane there. Though.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Sabrina, you can go ahead. Zeelugt.
You want to say how you feel? How you feel? Yeah, what I mean, yeah. That he was not asked simply.
How you feeling today?
Many things that they watching you report, like, just imagining him holding my son throat and talking, and he's small. He's small, friend.
Right, Come, let me go collect you. Let me collect you. She's still staggering. Come, let me go home. Let me go. We can go to the house. I ain't got to drive behind you guys, man. The start up. So, just so I can get it a little clear. Yeah, well, everybody know. You know one. But the father, come, bring it on the other one. How you think you put you in your position? How you would? You understand me? How you would feel? Watch it, me just want me to see in fucking jail. Make up see in jail. You want this my heart. You make push my hand to back to get yard. Why you can just around? You understand me? Let me not look. They enjoy it for themselves. And like you even know them bad, I got them kind of mentality, he will get loud. Real thing. And my people trying to stay in me. Me feeling me fun. Like you could see it. Maybe you take him off. Is it on? Both on? Okay.
I'm gonna flip this here. You know, it's a lot of venting. Get out. Sunday better. How are you? All is well? Yes. Well, I could imagine. I could imagine. But I mean, I could sit down somewhere else to discuss it because right now there's a lives going on all about. You want to take it? You want to take it out?
Scenes from the ground, Delta 9 travelers. What are your views? Definitely, I see a number of comments in the comment section. Continue to drop those comments. What are your views? And I think we had a poll in the comment section as well. Make sure that you vote so that we could really analyze some of these details. I'm going to put the banner up with the hotline number for those that would like to call in and share their views live here with us on Delta 9 Media. I'm telling you. One thing I can say is that I'm happy with the time span that the police force took to get a person in custody, and we're definitely hoping that this is the right person, because there was a number of pictures and is this person 23, is this person 16, and all of these conversations that was going on. But you get a chance to see the person coming out of the courthouse. There's a picture, and when we analyze the picture to the picture that Melly Mel was sharing, you could see that it just looked like the side profile of the same person that is in custody right now. You know? Serious times in Guyana. Serious times, you know?
Child neck clean by mistake. And then when they done, all of them sit down and decided that they're going to make it look like a robbery. Hello, Guyana Police Force, get it right. Y'all ain't covering up no story. Let the people know. Okay, now this is just a quick live. Now I'm heading out to the Guyana Independence Day Parade. I'm very sorry. Like I said again, the system in Guyana continue to fail our children because the neighbors, them know the child taking care of the mother, the grandmother bedridden. You got to sponge baby grandmother. You got to feed she. You got to do everything for her. 2 weeks now, the child ain't go to school. No teaching call. The welfare ain't stepping. Nothing. This, listen. Sad situation.
Sad situation to really analyze this and, you know, realize just how recently something similar would have went down in Guyana.
For those of you who are bashing us and tell us to let the police do their job, and Ryan asked an interesting question like, why did they allow this 60-year-old picture to go viral throughout country? Holy shit.
Countrywide.
So many countries and so forth. And we understand you asking that question. I think because, and this is my honest opinion, I think because if we were not here trying to not allow that 60-year-old to go down, he would have gone down for it. That's my honest opinion.
The two-time caller.
I agree, 100%. I agree with the caller.
Yes.
You would have gone.
Yeah, innocent too. As Ryan said, caller. As Ryan said, you see what it was trying to do, the car driver with Adriana. You hear? Ryan just stop. I'm on the phone. Stop.
It seems as though we have an epidemic in our country whereby there's no justice for us, the people, the poor people. As long as you don't have money to fill somebody's pockets, right? You can't get justice, period. It is not working for us. The construct isn't set up in a way to work for us. It's working against us. And it is a scary thing to know and to see and to witness as a citizen of Guyana. Looking at this, the Adriana Young situation, looking at this, it's like, why are they so comfortable putting this on an innocent person rather than actually capturing the perpetrators? Why are they so comfortable with that? Aren't you scared of what can happen after with these type of people being out there? Like, why is it? Why has it become like a norm? And scary to know as a mother that you're not, as a citizen of Guyana, you're not safe if you got a bag, right? If you're sitting in a bag, your life is up for gamble.
Telling you. So many twists, so many turns in this situation. So many different sides to what's going on right here. Paula, thanks for tuning in. Rugranat, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for being a part of this live presentation, plus moderating right over here at Delta 9 Media. Jeffrey, good afternoon. Thanks for being a part of this live presentation. Jeffrey, you see what's going on here, buddy? You see how many sides this one situation is presenting for we? One thing we could confirm is that if not all, some of what Melly Mel was highlighting was confirmed when we see that person walking out the court and we see the pictures for the person that went to court and we compare the two. But what about the rest? We would now have to wait for the proceedings, the updates, and all the unfolding that's going to come now, because one person is in custody and there's so much other persons that definitely are going to be a part of this investigation, right? When you think about it, you really got to ask yourself, the persons that are in authority taking care of these situations right here, right? Especially like how the 7-year-old wasn't in school, and he wasn't in school for so long, right? There's not a protocol in place like a truancy bill or some type of, team of persons that is go around and make sure, all right, if you register for school and then we check the register, 1 week, 2 weeks, we see you, we now call and find out or, figure out what's going on and make sure that something is done to facilitate you being in school or whatever the case might be. There's a number of questions, a number of things get skinned up when this guy highlight right here. And as tragic as it is, I can tell you that it's going to change a number of things for a number of other persons that might be experiencing similar situations, because right now I can tell you, persons in authority are taking note, and these are some of the points that they're highlighting.
As we see, I hear it often, it's family business, or have we just normalized survival? And we've been in survival mode for so long that many of us don't know what a healthy family looks like anymore. What do you think? If we want to genuinely change what is happening for the next generation, what is the first thing that needs to shift? Is it therapy, community, or something else entirely? Let's talk about it. But I want to tell you, we're seeing so much of it. We are seeing
children fighting children, bullying each other. We are seeing parents and children going at it. I am seeing parents supposedly disciplining children, but to my mind, it looks totally like abuse. It is abuse. Every day, we are seeing this kind of thing. And the conversation has to happen. It's not enough to point fingers at any agency, any person, but we need to collectively look at it. What are we doing at the ministry to address it? Quite a few things. We have parenting programs, we have parenting classes, and I want to encourage parents to reach out to us if they feel overwhelmed. How do we address this? Well, we have the Family Enhancement Service, where we work with young people and their families. We have the Child Protection Agency, where we do the same. We have the probation program, where we do the same. So the point is, we have these services, but I still believe while we have these services and we are 100%, 1,000% ready to support, we need to really, really face what's happening there and ask the hard questions, because this thing goes deeper. This thing goes deeper. We are seeing a whole movement, if I put it that way, of the hitting, the beating, and also this subtle and quiet thing sometimes called emotional abuse, and verbal abuse, where children will tell me that their own parents call them terrible names. I remember going a time to children's workshop, and this is a long post because I think we need to talk.
Telling you, developments coming in from the Honorable Minister saying that, listen, it's time we had a talk and, definitely explaining some of the protocols and policies that are already in place that persons can take advantage of, right? Big up yourself to the person that was that was just calling in. Call back. I might have missed your call, but give us a call back. My apologies. Cheryl, thanks for tuning in. Good night to Delta 9 and all the right thinking Guyanese. Definitely a very, very sad situation for us to keep analyzing, right? But we get a chance to see. Wow, I already predicted, because I know this wasn't going to rest. I know this was not going to rest at all with the hard-working persons in law enforcement in Guyana. Greetings, you're on to Delta 9 Media Live. Jeffrey, what's going on?
Big up yourself. I get a question for this so-called minister. I'm wondering, she talking about these, she wants to see parents abusing kids, like discipline the kids.
Yeah.
But she had to, her staff was dragging a little girl by the hair in the bus park a couple months ago.
I think, to be honest with you, they were fired. You know that, right?
Well, I didn't know they were fired.
Yeah.
But she talking about, they keeping class for parents, go there to get class and stuff like that. How is she gonna talk about parents go there to get class for one? And the people that she get working for her abusing the kids then.
Who's gonna do the training, right? Yeah.
This lady, don't even know what she's talking about. I think she does there for God's sake, if you ask me. And the next thing too, Delta, sorry to interrupt you. This little 7-year-old was there on the live a couple days ago.
Yeah.
How come the case solved in a couple days and somebody going to prison in a couple days? But Adriana, they're going on for a year and something now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nobody get charged for it. No. like the investigation code is shut.
Yeah. This is a
there is a problem going on in Guyana when it comes to, I'm not trying to be racist or anything, or some racist, but there is a problem in Guyana from I don't know since when, with black folks and Indian folks. Indian folks get treated, they're from the black folks. You know, it seems like this kid was an Indian, a mixed kid.
Yeah.
And the kid followed in a couple days. They realized a black kid. And her kids, nobody knew nothing going on with her kids.
Yeah.
So it's messed up when it comes to certain situation in Guyana. It really messed up.
It's definitely something that should be rectified.
Yeah, but it's just like the Henry Wilson.
Yeah.
That kids that murdered. And nobody never heard nothing about it. A couple days ago, I heard somebody talking about, or somebody post something up, they charge somebody.
Yeah, one person was convicted so far. One person.
But see, the problem is with Guyana. The investigators they get in Guyana, they don't know what they be doing. I think honestly and truly the way I look at stuff going on in Guyana when it comes to, homicide and whatever. They will grab anybody who they think weak and who don't have money or take them to court, and they will just lock anybody up and charge them with homicide.
I think it's a little bit of both. To be honest with you, I think it's a little bit of incompetence, but there's a little bit of corruption as well too. Because everybody can be incompetent, because they got some amount of trained personnel, and then everybody can be corrupt because they got persons with integrity, but it's the bad eggs them that messing up the force.
Well, see, the thing is this with that. The people who is not corrupt or want to do their job, perfect, they get trouble with them people.
Yeah.
And they keep the bad egg, because the bad egg, it seems like they keep the flow going. But when somebody go in there and want to do everything by default, hey, that person is the bad egg, we got to get rid of this person.
Crazy.
But thank you for your time. I want to say to yourself, big up yourself and big up Rosalind West.
Thanks for calling in. And big up yourself.
All right, big up yourself.
Yeah, man. Every time. Big up to Jeffrey, one of our frequent travelers right there, calling in and giving his views about this whole situation. It's really something for us to analyze in. It's really something for us to analyze what's going on in our country. Everybody highlighting the fact that look how this is so similar to what just went down with Adriana. Remember I was saying, if this person or persons that was really a part of what went down with Adriana is not apprehended, brought before the law, and publicly everybody know and understand was the real blunt to the law for doing things like that, more people can think that they could do it. And watch. You see? Watch what's going on. Look at what's going on. One person just do similar situation to his own mother. Now look what happened to this young child, right? Marcia saying, Guyana government needs to stop following American rules and children could go to school. Real thing. I think, to be honest with you, is a system that we live within, that we really got to make sure we pay attention to. If I could find this piece, I'm going to pull it up as I just read that part about what's going on in the systems. These same systems that we hold so dear.
colonists. They needed masses of laborers to provide just brute force.
Samuel, what's going on, buddy? Samuel? Samuel? Good night. Good night. What's going on, buddy? Well, all is well, all is well. What's going on?
You know, if we go back in history, right?
Yeah.
If black people used to teach my people and tell them how to raise the children and this kind of thing, right? And if you notice, we are the only race that they used to talk of children that was some consequences and raise their parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we get these other culture that don't part of the culture, but this is not part. We have that mistake. You don't have to go. You understand?
Yeah.
You tell a man to play in a terrible course. You understand me?
Yeah.
So now we get these people that need not to raise the children, not dictating to be how we must raise the children. That's why the community is so messed up right now. You understand? Now they tell you can't be, you can't show, you can't everything is abuse. Oh, what about the rights to the child? The only thing, the only rights in the children is the right not to be molested and the right to go to school and get a good education. You understand me? That's what you right to get. Not putting them above the parents. If you just don't they're above the parents. You understand? Many parents can't train them at home or discipline them at home. What the police force will do to them? What the schools will do to them, right? So, that's the main stuff. All you must do with the children and now in government that we get in the schools, which is about 90% of the people that get in school with children. You understand me?
Yeah.
90%. When you tell people to come to the child, but then you're allowing the police from brutalizing people's children. But a mother can't get to place your own child, she'll get charged for abuse, you're pushing the body court, and make you catch. But this on license for the child is not abuse. If you're last time in the head, being cool is a different thing.
Yeah.
You understand? I have to start learning to separate it. So if you come to last for you shall not abuse.
Wow.
You understand me?
Back in the days, we didn't even that wasn't even a part of the conversation in Guyana, to be honest with you.
No. We have a better society.
Yeah.
We have a more disciplined society. We have more educated children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the same next brings forth a lot of bank managers, a lot of ministers, a lot of people for their same office. Them same make a lot of people in community. So what tell them to come? I want to go open up and everything inside the house. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We have left murders, we have left suicide.
Yeah.
You understand me? No, they get out there. And it's like a range generation of bypass. You understand? You will have to change any right of children. And every time you have on the street, they will teach you a million. They will teach you a million picking up things because teachers sleeping on the streets. But then you come out and get a statement. These children get paid of working and can't get a salary or they can't get a proper salary. Have you government make a can't get a proper salary? You understand? Then we have all these things contributed to all these things going on with the same children you're talking about. You take people children in homes and in the children. We call the children here. And it comes out worse. Because labor is getting molested and not anything inside of them place.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
I tell you, what people from the side they tell me. They can teach us how to oversee themselves looking up like things. Yeah, the people in the society. You understand me? And you hear this in the one come tell people they can't be the children when you and your government brutalize the same people. Right, then people get just a set of politicians, but they care not about the children, they care about the money and giving the children the best life. Thank you. And listening.
Big up yourself, King. Thanks for calling in and for dropping those insights right here on the live. Right? Frequent travelers analyzing the headlines and calling in with their views as we try to suss out what's really going on. We all think about those updates, those recent developments that we just got a chance to understand. We get a chance to see what went down at the courthouse, understand some more of what's going on with the details to this case, right? Figure out some more of the details and the intricacies of what's really taking place. We get to hear some words coming straight from the parents as well. I'm telling you, so much going on in our beautiful country and so many things for us to definitely stay updated with. Well, recently, as recent as today, Honorable Dr. Todd was highlighting these updates.
I decided to do a quick live to express this grave injustice that we have witnessed today. Now, the Henry Boys matter, if I give some context, has been a very highly politicized matter. It's been a matter that has been, I think, both locally and internationally, a matter that has concerned a lot. Now, this case primarily was based on one particular witness. And that one particular witness was the brother, or is the brother, of the number one accused. Now, all three, if I give some context, all three of them were charged, and they were at the Blaymont Magistrates Court. Now, at the Blaymont Magistrates Court, in the first round of these matters, they were discharged. The Director of Public Prosecutions recharged them. And at this time, the charges were separated. Now, from the time they were on remand, the state's main witness for over 5 years was taken out of the prison and kept in a house somewhere, living his best life, being coached all along for this particular case.
Yeah, already Honorable Dr. Todd is highlighting right there, money. So not only does this case with this young child, Adriel, just 7, got so many twists and turns, so many things to analyze about it, but we're hearing now that there's even more intricate elements to what's going on with the Henry Boys' rising power and condolences to their family and loved ones. There's even more parts to this case, and we're getting a chance to hear it from legal minds. Let's listen to some more of these details. If you haven't already, Delta 9 travelers, thumbs up this live. Why? It definitely helps to boost this live in the algorithm. Plus, consider joining the team. We are on our way to a very important milestone. Join us And we will definitely continue to make sure that we bring these presentations and make them even more interesting and definitely more detailed every single time.
Now, the accused persons knew, and we have been very honest with them, that because it's the common person who is sitting and who is judging, many times the most subjective side of an individual is more dominant, in that they are considering, well, this is his brother, and if his brother, with absolutely no other evidence in this case, if the brother who is the main witness and who is the eyewitness, that's the best evidence. Now, the state knew, they are fully well aware of that. The point I am making, and I want Guyanese to open your eyes, this is one of the cases I have to write a book on. I have learned and I have seen so many things in this case. But more importantly, Guyanese, you better open your eyes. This ain't got nothing to do with race. Where the state, under the PPPC, where the state wants to get you, they will do every single thing in their power to ensure that they get a conviction. They knew from the beginning that they had no evidence in this matter. So the only evidence that they were going to use all the time is this boy. God knows what they promised him, but he fulfilled this promise. And 12 members jury sat, and the only thing they can consider, I am telling you, that's the only thing they can consider. Well, if that's his brother, why would his brother want to lie on him? That's the best evidence. Now, this is the accused number one, Sanchara's sister. Now, she was away, and of course, she is back. She is in contact with Akash. And I want you to tell the viewers.
Yes, he there like a king. He there cook, he there eat. Yeshua, he get his own phone.
So he calls you on video.
Yeah,
he calls you, yes. So he in prison, and he calls his sister. This is the main witness of the prosecution's case. He calls his sister on video. He's cooking, but yet still he comes to court and say he is in prison.
No, he is not in prison. He did not.
Hey, I say I had to hear from Dr. Tad and from persons that are a part of the case yourself to hear what's going on with the Henry Boy's case, buddy. Allegedly. I'm telling you, let me hear some more of these details.
Room, he gets stove, he cook, me see people at work. He can call you, he get this thing, man, TikTok. He dance on TikTok. What? You can see he not show his face, but he posting. So how he got in prison and get TikTok and he can get everything, and who else? Them my brother, how them this two go feel, and if me and you, our tribe being go kill. How two of them got take an our tribe got to get them, because what you gonna do with me? What you gonna do with me? If you not do wrong thing, what you do with me? You not supposed to. You our trade anything got to get our trade get he can't free and them two get you. You know make that not right. That wrong what happened again. Because he after them been there. If he say he might be it, nobody not force nobody for do things. You do things. If them by want kill me, if you want kill me not gonna do that. That one me know. If me not want to do this body something, you can't force me. If you want kill me, kill me. Me go, what me go do? Me not gonna do things. You can't force me to do things. And he there like a king there so. And now me body got to feel him. Here me body here step body, but me own one got to feel him. Me got to feel him because I believe nigga nobody.
You know what is very worrying is the fact that you can take someone out of the prison system. You give them all the amenities until they fulfill what you want them to fulfill. That is to come and to talk a story. Now, it's something that we have to address, because, and I'm asking the Guyanese people to follow this case of Akar Singh. Let's see if the Director of Public Prosecutions will institute charges, will not institute, but follow through with the charges of Akar Singh. Let's see what deal he will get. Let's see what benefits he is going to continue to get. Because at the end of the day, it's worrying that you can put a man, give the man all these luxuries until, and for him to come out, speak a story, maintain a particular narrative, all because you want a conviction. Well, they got a conviction today, but I want them to know the only people who will be happy with this conviction is the people, not the families. They are not fools. The Henry Boyce family, they are not fools. And they're very cognizant of what has happened in this matter and what is going on. So it's a win. It might be a win for them, but it's not a win for the family. So the fight for justice in this matter, the fight to unveil the truth as to what happened to the Henry Boyce is still going to be ongoing. And if the PPP believe that this matter is going to be covered down, it might be covered down to them while they are in power.
You hear the details. Well, some of the details coming in right there from the ground, coming from Dr. Todd and other persons that are a part of the case. Marcia is saying, listen, the PPP government care zero about our children. All kind of things going on in the schools, and the government is doing nothing. But the minister's children just go to private school. Definitely things that we got to bring in check. A lot of foolishness going on in the school. I see some big fight going on live. Not on live, but online, I should say. A number of fights, people fighting in gutter, all kind of things, battling, coming in the fight, big posh way. Crazy times, right? Janet is saying good night to everyone. Big up yourself, Janet. Thanks for being a part of the live and for being a frequent traveler right here with us on Delta 9 Media. Rasta Empress, insightful moderation is on the flight. Good night to everyone on board. Blessed Tuesday night, my friends. Coming straight from Rasta Empress, the insightful moderator. Big up yourself, Rasta Empress. Thanks for tuning in. One love every time. Marcia is saying, close to the general elections, Adriana paid the ultimate price. And still nothing, right? Still nothing yet. Big up to all of the insightful persons who took some time out to call in. And all the frequent travelers right now in the chat. Everybody that's going to catch this live in the rewind in the future. Big up yourself. Thanks for spending some time with us right here on Delta 9 Media. Let's hear some more of these details coming in from Honorable Dr. Todd.
But I want them to know that this matter will continue to be on the agenda, and we will continue to have a proper investigation into this matter, because a lot of things are not said about this matter. You see all the various steps that the police deliberately turned this entire investigation in a particular direction. It's not justice. And so I want to say clearly to you that I have explained to you and I've explained to the boys. I've said to them, when you're dealing with a person, an ordinary person who is, that's their job, to just come. That's how the jury system is. The jury system is a thing that The people who are responsible for being the judges of the fact is the jury. All right? And one of the things they are going to look at is clearly, well, that's his brother. They are not going to be interested that you had nothing. That's his brother. And why would his brother want to come and lie on him? You understand me? But that is something I believe clearly that Akash will have to live with on his conscience for the rest of his life. All right? So all the benefits and the enjoyment that you're seeing that he's having, and he's calling you all on video, and he's cooking, and he's having a ball, and so on, that is going to be short-lived.
Yes.
Because on his mind and in his conscience, someday he is going to recognize that all the benefits that he has had, was it worth it to put innocent men in prison?
Yeah. And when mommy
8 Butterfly Black Seed, loaded with antioxidants and essential nutrients for your body's needs. Breathe better, feel better, live healthier.
Big up to all the frequent
All
travelers
the
in the chat
benefits
right
of
now.
black seed oil without the taste. 8 Butterfly Black Seed Capsule. Unleash the best version of yourself with every goddess. Say goodbye to limitations and say hello to a better, stronger, healthier you.
Feet on soil, Guyana, roots in my veins. Good afternoon, everyone. I decided to do a quick live to express.
Unleash the best version of yourself with every goddess. Say goodbye to limitations and say hello to a better, stronger, healthier you.
If I give some context, has been a very highly politicized matter. It's been a matter that has been, I think, both locally and internationally, a matter that has concerned me.
Unleash the best version of
primarily was based on one particular witness. And that one particular witness was the brother, or is the brother, of the number one accused. Now, all three, if I give some context, all three of them were charged, and they were at the Blaimont Magistrates Court. Now, at the Blaimont Magistrates Court, in the first round of these matters, they were discharged. The Director of Public Prosecutions recharged
Now, recently, there was a big back and forth about what was going on in GCOM. Now, the former leader of the opposition is here to highlight certain details to the present leader of the opposition about his position and just his ability to knock off, reassign, send home, remove certain persons from these positions. Let's hear these details.
Question here, and that one is, has the leader of the opposition formally consulted you about replacing GCOM commissioners Alexander, Corbin, and Trotman? If
Well,
so,
in the first
what
place,
has been your response?
he has no locus standi in the matter. He has not engage me on it. And if he decides he will engage me on it, I will say to him just what I said to you before. None of us, not one of us, has the authority to remove any one of them. Look, we must remember that there was a long debate in this country over a permanent commission. And the view was held that if you had a permanent commission, then there wouldn't be the bias, etc. It was first proposed, if I remember, by the Carter Center. I was one of the persons who had question marks over it. I know some other people in the PNC did. And then finally, it was decided that it will be a permanent commission, and that was put into the law. Once that was placed into the law, unless the law is changed, they cannot, me, the leader of the opposition, cannot move any one of the commissioners. Let me remind you, Vincent Alexander was chosen by us in opposition. And then Vincent decided that he was out of active politics. And some felt that he should have been moved. But he could not have been, even if the party wanted to, because it is a permanent commission. And the change can only occur in the way I indicated to you.
Okay, so now we're getting a chance to really understand these details with what really taking place. So if you can get the authority, right, Delta 9 travelers, if you don't have the authority to remove, replace, or somehow reassign these persons because of the laws that are already in place in accordance with the running of the country, how are you going to come in as a new person in positions of leadership and try to do these things? We all think about what Honorable Mr. Narkin is highlighting right there. And as it relates to the situation where persons were trying to send home persons from GCOM, we all think about them. Drop it into the comment section or call it in. Let's have some right thinking, reasoning about it. Because I'm trying to understand myself. Why even attempt it if there's already laws and protocols in place that says something different? We all think. Let me hear some more from Honorable Mr. Narkin.
Therefore, it will be a useless act to be engaging anyone on this question of the removal of opposition members of the Elections Commission. We have this tendency to like the law when it suits us and don't like it when it doesn't. But if you are operating based on law, you will be bound by law, and therefore that is the position we are in.
Thank you for that response. And in referencing the fact that sometimes we like the law when it suits us, and then there are times when we don't like it because it doesn't suit us. I see the issue of the recall of commissioners from GCOM and recall of neighborhood democratic councillors and regional councillors, for example, as having a similar impact on what I might call the democratic process. Is there any possibility, is there any plan in your mind to, at some point in time, propose recall legislation?
These things do not happen in a vacuum. We did not have recall legislation at the level of Parliament. Let me remind you what happened. In one Parliament, I recall Philip Bino stayed back and ended up in the Parliament while the PNC had left. Then we had a situation where Kemraj Ramjatan was in the PPP. Raphael Trotman was in the PNC, and Sheila Holder was WPA. They left and they formed the Alliance for Change. At that time, political parties became concerned about defection. And so a law was passed to give recall or to allow recall at the level of the National Assembly. And that is why you're not going to see any defection. If you look at what happened, we knew that some people in the PNC and APNU were going because they were dissatisfied for whatever reason. But we also knew that they were not going to go during the Parliament because there was a recall law. Now, at the level of the local authority, I don't think there's going to be action on this issue shortly. And simply because, one, it is not as important, or at least it is seen as not as important. And two, as it stands, it benefits the PPP, who is the governing party. And so,
as we are talking about the government, definitely a time, the right time for us to hear from none other than, right? The president himself giving us some insights on these new additions, these new protocols, policies, things that are going to be implemented to make sure that we have a more progressive, a more effective, a more efficient healthcare system. We trying, we get in there 60 years in, and there's a number of things that we definitely see being implemented. And let's hope that not just with the new buildings, but we could get the right personnel in the building with the right attitudes. We know we got a number of them, but we're asking for more. We're asking for a healthcare system that definitely a lot of persons can't get nothing more to talk about. Because if you're talking, persons could put on the phone and say, hey, what this one is, so trying to sell a dream. Everything running this way and that way. And we can share it right here in Delta 9 Media. Let's hear from the president right now.
This meeting is really very simple. It is to let you know that the investments we are making in healthcare are enormous investments, and investments geared at giving the people of this country the best quality of healthcare, not only in medical services, but in customer care. Not only in medical services and customer care, but also pharmaceuticals and medical supplies. We have invested heavily in medical supplies and pharmaceuticals, and there is no reason why any health center should not have above 90% availability every single day of the year. There's absolutely no reason. We've invested in a system now at the MMU that has clear SOPs, and all the regional health officers, the hospitals, administrators will be held accountable based on that system. Anybody who works outside of that system, outside of the SOPs in that system, you will be sent home. I'm just going to repeat that. Anyone who works outside of the system we've established at the MMU I'm going to go through that system in a while. Anyone who work outside of that system, you'll be sent home. System. You will.
We're going to get that back one more time just for emphasis and clarity, coming directly from the president himself, Honorable President Ali.
Will be sent home. I'm just going to repeat that. Anyone who works outside of the system we've established at the MMU, I'm going to go through that system in a while. Anyone who works outside of that system, you'll be sent home. There are clear procedures for emergency purchases. There are clear procedures as to who must sign on. And here is where the Director of Regional Health Services, the Chief Medical Officer, all would have defined responsibilities. The system is designed as a dashboard so that you can see what is available also. You can be aware of what is available. And if you act outside of that, we will have no other choice but to send you home. The investment we are making to ensure the people of this country have the best possible health care include our facilities, hospital administrators, RHOs. These facilities come under your leadership. The washroom, the waiting area, the way the security handle people, the nurses, the front desk. All of these things in the system, all of these things have a design to ensure patient comfort, safety, and patient experience.
Greetings, you're on to Delta 9 Major Live.
Good evening, Delta.
Greetings.
Yes, greetings, my brother.
Doing great. Yourself?
Yes, I mean, I listen to this guy talking to me. Like, we have to think it's talk is cheap, right? You know, when before they got in the court, they said they're going to renegotiate that excellent oil contract.
Yeah.
Nothing was done, right? He was talking frequently about how these driver's lights, and they know there's lots of license or P2 on the paper or whatever. Nothing has come out of that, right? So just talking, you know, but the amount of things that's happening in the world it's sickening, very, very sickening what you see that's going on in that country, right? And one of the reasons is like there is no resistance whatsoever. These guys are just doing what they want to do and it's like free, they do it, right? You know, there's so much issue of that Marodi market stuff that they're not hearing anything about that. I mean, they have this guy, Ransom Saga, they're saying he's going to sell information, he's being paid like $14 million a year, and you can't get no information, right? They went to Parliament the other day for 3 hours, and they asked for around $55 billion. And nobody's doing anything about it. Like, I mean, the opposition
the thing is this though. It's not that much. It's not that much that the opposition could do in Parliament because they don't have the majority, and that's the way that our House is structured, right?
Right. Well, as I'm saying, you know, I saw on my making some speech. She gave some nice speech, and she's talking, like she's asking, calling on the people, so the people of Guyana to stand up. But bro, somebody has got to lead the people. You have to win with them. I wish that, look, they passed a $1.558 trillion budget in January, and they're coming back to money. Where is all this money going, bro? Right? We're not seeing anything like, you know, these guys are just getting away with everything. I saw Guyana was talking about corruption. Like some of these things and it's another thing, you know. Very, very sad, very, very sad, you know. Look, I saw they did a market they built a tarmac in Boston, right? This thing have no shade, they have no ways like water supply, no washroom facility. Like, bro, like what's this one guy is talking about? You know, I mean,
crazy.
give those people an 8x10 tarmac or something. They have to set up their own stuff. Now, they were saying, oh, they don't want nobody to have no sloppy stuff on. But people need money to put proper stuff on. Like, there's some of the things they're doing and they're getting away with all these things.
So one of the conversations is going to be come in to the new bank and get that access to that 3 million, establish something a bit more developed for a lot of persons. Let's hope that they actually get access to these funds, and let's hope that it's not like a one-sided type of vibe, and it's not a situation where persons gotta wait now till forever to have access, because this would be a great venture and it would change a lot of persons' lives in a real way.
Right. Well, that's true. I mean, also like in the previous project, there's so much money that was allocated on the previous project. The money has already, they already know where the money went, and they're still allocating more money now for that same project. So much stuff that I guess, I mean, these guys need to keep the pressure on and just don't let something come alive for a week or 2 weeks and then it's gone, it's dead. Nothing you hear nothing about it after.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as I'm saying, and then we're actually 1 year into their government. They're going to be done before election is there again. They're hung out to dry. I mean, there's so much fighting among like these opposition right now. Nobody seems to want to come together. And then if they come together, they only have like 29 seats. And they just can't see everybody wants do their own thing. And it's not gonna work. And the PCP are laughing. They're just laughing and saying, let them fight among themselves, while we're in control and we can just do what we want to do, and no resistance whatsoever. It's very, very. I still think the opposition still needs to get themselves together and find out how they're gonna find a way to motivate the people, to stand up and I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they need to educate themselves. I mean, if you go one-on-one and ask Guyanese with all this thing, who is benefiting it? Any Guyanese, like the lower class guy, it's like a group of people, a special group of people just getting everything, man. The greed is like so much greed, greed. Like it's not now it's more greed now than trying to share the resources among the people, man. It's very, very bad.
Sad. Thanks for calling in and for sharing those insights with us right here on Delta 9.
Okay, bro.
Big up yourself. Thanks for calling in again. One of our frequent travelers right there giving us his views on the way that everything is appearing presently, the way that a number of things is going in the country. Persons really analyzing it and trying to determine what's really taking place. The Bantu King, big up yourself. Thanks for being a part of the live presentation. Bantu King is saying, there is no truth in the PPP. Why are people still voting for this corrupt government? Hello, what's going on? Yeah, man. Same to you, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. What this press conference sounded like a press conference that I think was 2 years ago. The conversation we had with some people.
Yeah, GPL. Yeah, GPL.
The people that started the contract and claim that they want to do the contract and what the penalty and what you and the people that
yeah. The 5 o'clock, the interview at 5 o'clock. Yeah. I thought, yeah. Because once there was a reference as well about the fact that something got to be done to stop the blackout, and if they can't stop the blackout after all of this funding, then persons are going to be sent home at these different places. That's what I was referencing. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, but only understand the blackout when you have a ship to supply power,
yeah,
and the ocean. But when you supply to your terrorist houses in your bill, that makes sense, no?
Well, they might get other ways. They might have other ways of acquiring energy.
No, listen to me. The system is controlled by buttons, by switches.
Okay.
I have to remember I'm telling you this. I'm going to get you some by tree.
Okay.
That's why we could be able to black out places like the like black out certain parts of town and certain parts of town.
Okay.
If we put it up here, how things are happening? Because okay, we gotta do this, we gotta shut this light down in. Just shut it down. Everything is at zone 6. Everything has a zone.
Yeah.
You understand? Probably an important thing is that shit that we know that is a probably an Alex scheme that they'll control that don't get back home.
Okay.
It's not for the Guyanese people. People got to be high, you know. And this is right in front of you. But you have to use your common sense and your knowledge.
So what do you think about the new protocols that were just discussed? You think persons should watch and see how the security guards are gonna behave and say, hey, you hear the president say persons supposed to watch and see how everything is going on as it relates to when they go for medication. You hear they're not supposed to get nothing below 90% capability of providing for persons. So they're supposed to drop it on the need reard count and everything.
You have big facility, you have a bunch of beds, but you have no proper doctor, proper nurse, you have no proper what you call it, medical protection. That is good. That's how it's everything. When they come in a control the people that need to get up on the president. And stop talking and show us what you're gonna do. We are in a no practice. Let me see the action. Action speaks louder than words.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Don't come telling me dreams. Right wake up in the morning, I give up, I get big suitcase tomorrow. When I wake up, no more, I get dream. Don't start this dream.
But in that same sense, right? We still gotta realize that is one man versus an entire system that needs to be orchestrated. So all the persons that are part of that system are accountable as well. You understand? But even though he's the person in charge and the person with the authority.
But who you think that enforce it?
Real thing.
No, you benefit them. If they gotta listen to what you say, if you don't enforce it, just go outside and they keep doing what they want, right?
Real thing.
He is he's the head of state. He and Jabio. And he and Jabio need to come and take initiative of everything that's coming and telling people and promising a comfort to our food. I want to see action, and the Guyanese people should start speaking for action. You have been all these things, but nothing is all in Parliament right now is in the street. Nothing is not doing only Parliament for a 4-hour closing or a 2-hour closing just to show the international community and the hold up to the agreement when you say, come on, bro. We them listen, people like me, you and this one, this platform. We see where these people coming from before they need to come through the door. We are see where they're going before they need to lead through the door. You see? So stop talking and put action. So like these people that what they are willing to do for them. Don't tell them what they're doing. God, still up for their man moving and like and all this thing. Come on, let's do it.
Big up yourself, Ken. Thanks for calling
Mm-hmm.
in. Insights coming in right there from Al, one of our frequent travelers. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Remember, every time we're live and we're connecting with persons all over the globe, always remember this, that Samsung keeping us connected no matter where in the world.
Samsung, keeping us connected no matter where in the world we're located. Samsung, keeping us connected no matter where.
Team Samsung, Team Delta. Big up to all the frequent travelers. Ravi, we're going on about it. Ravi is saying, Guyana needs an opposition, not David, Hines, Mohammed, and the PNC. Wait, man. So we're trying to say the opposition is no opposition, Ravi, because you're calling out a lot of different persons that are in the opposition. You say Honorable Dr. Hines, Honorable Mr. Mohammed, and then you said the whole PNC. I tell you, hey, Ravi, you serious? I guess those are your views. Big up yourself. Thanks for dropping commentary into the comment section, right? We're gonna hear some more of these details coming in definitely from the president before we hear from the opposition leader himself.
And this is critical for us. We are building a world-class healthcare system, not only by the level of service and amount of service we offer, but also by the way we care for our patients, by the way we treat patients, by the way we manage, by our level of transparency and accountability. Our goal in this new system is to minimize loss through exploration, damage, and overstocking, to minimize it to below industry standard. We know there are certain things that you can't avoid stocking, that you may not use, whether it's venom, anti-venom, some of these things. But that is controlled by the MMU. There is absolutely no situation where the regions must be purchasing emergency drugs unless there is a clear sign-off on the system by the Director of Regional Health Services and the Chief Medical Officer and the head of the MMU. Those three persons have to sign off completely. Emergency services and emergency purchases will have the minister, the advisor, the Director of Regional Health Services, the PS, the head of the MMU, the head of the administrator, IT administrator of the new system, and the chief pharmacist and the chief medical officer. Once every month, they will sit down and they will bring in everybody by Zoom and determine whether we need emergency supplies. And this is not only for Ministry of Health. This is across the entire health ecosystem of the country. Georgetown Hospital, all our regional hospitals. Am I clear? Yes. On the 1st of July, this system will go comprehensive. It's already live. But on the 1st of July, every other system will be collapsed out of operation, and this will be the only system in operation from the 1st of July. Currently, they're completing training in some regions. I know we have to make some changes and in regional health officers, we have some movement and make some appointments. That will be done. We're having discussions around that. In every single region, we have to have the IT support staff assigned. I'm going to go into details with that. But today, I'm telling you in with great clarity that quality healthcare is about customer service, patient management, facilities management. It's not only the medical, the hardcore medical component. I've also said very clearly that the disparities that exist during the salary adjustment in terms of doctors, nurses, consultants, that will be dealt with. I'll be having a meeting within 2 weeks. There's a team already looking at that, so that will be dealt with. To ensure there's parity across the board and to ensure the system is efficient, the system is transparent, accountable, and trusted.
All right. So we got some of the details coming right there from the president himself. Developments, certain steps that will be taken to make sure that the healthcare system runs more effective, right? You heard in the beginning, if persons don't stick to this protocol, definitely people are going to be sent home. But we would have heard this before, but let me hope that it ain't got reached to the plus. Let me hope that we could get the healthcare system that we really right now deserve way better, right? And the one that we're kind of paying for with all of the finances that coming in from the budgets and different things that would have already been allocated into this ministry, you know? And while we're doing all of that, what about the nurses, the doctors, and the medical specialists that are part of these facilities? Could they get a little raise so that more persons are going to want to come out and be a part of this necessary ministry, right? And locals are not going to try to seek overseas employment, adding to the already present brain drain? Could they get an increase in benefits, right, as a part of this bundle and a part of the things them that are being implemented? A larger benefit package, more money when the month comes. Yeah, you'd get a lot of personnel. You'd get a lot of persons that would be willing to live in Guyana and work in Guyana. A lot of persons. Big up to all the frequent travelers right now in the chat. Let's see what's going on with the travelers in the chat right now. Ravi is saying, just for the record, how was Guyana before 2020 comparing to now? Please let me know. Y'all hear that question that Ravi is posting in the chat? Ravi is saying, just for the record. And you could drop it in the comments live, or you could drop it in the comments. And I'm definitely going to respond in the future if you're watching this in the replay, right? He's saying, just for the record, how was Guyana before 2020 comparing to now? He's trying to understand. Was really, you know, the perspective. He's trying to get some other perspectives on it. Merle, thanks for tuning in. Rasta Empress is saying, she's having a conversation with Ravi. Marcia is highlighting these details. My daughter-in-law transcended because the hospital treatment to patients. Wow. I'm gonna go that again. My daughter-in-law transcended. Why? Because the hospital was treating patients like animals. And I had to open my mouth, telling you I had to abuse them out, Marcia. Hey, hey, hey. Well, let's hope that there's a hotline and you know something to facilitate persons actually. Well, look, everybody got one of these. And if the president is saying if you don't follow the protocol, then there will be penalties, then make the video. Highlight what's going on. Moving forward. But that's a sad situation you just highlight right there, Marcia. And my condolences to you and the family, the loved ones, on your loss. Ras Levi is saying that man find another cash grab. Let's hope not. Let's hope not, man. Oh, at some point, let's hope that things can move forward without that level of corruption. Allegedly. Bantu King is saying, you see Bantu King answering here, Ravi. Bantu King is saying the country is worse off than 2020. Will you say to the Ravi? Bantu King giving you one farmer analysis, right? He giving you one aspect here. What do you think? Well, listen. A lot of person got a lot of views about the way that the country is running right now. I definitely know they're going to be dropping it into the chat.
This is what corruption looks like under the Wales Fire Station was completed in 2023 at a cost of approximately $100 million, including the station building, fence, and reservoir. 3 years later, it remains unstaffed, non-operational, and abandoned. This is what corruption looks like under the PVP. Here is another example of wasteful spending and poor planning by the government. Taxpayers' money was invested to build a fire station for the residents of Region 3, but the people received no benefit. The black water tanks around the compound have collapsed and are now flat on the ground. Sections of the building ceiling are falling in. Overgrown bushes and vegetation have taken over the reservoir and the fence. This fire station serves no purpose if it is not commissioned, staffed, equipped, maintained, and put into operation. The PVP has abandoned this building, allowing it to deteriorate, instead of providing emergency services to the people of the West Bank Demerara. Minister of Tins Onij must explain why the Wales Fire Station has never been fully operationalized, who is responsible for its current state of disrepair, and when will the people of Region 3 can expect this taxpayer-funded facility to finally begin serving the purpose for which it was built.
Well, I'm telling you, opposition leaders out and about highlighting what's taking place, and it seems like right after he was over there,
Mr. Mohamed didn't come out and stand up for the people them and talk, things don't happen. Watch, for years this place built and left abandoned, sheer bush. As soon as Mr. Mohamed go out and talk, stand up for the people them, we're getting a little bit progress. So you start cleaning up the place. Man at work. Watch. Yeah. So in the event of a fire now, the residents of this place, they ain't gonna study the place burn now. You have a active fire station. Watch. When they finish cleaning up now, you want to bring in the fire trucks and the fire attendants them. Watch. You're not work. If Mr. Marvin didn't come out and talk, nothing don't go down. Like, what you going on? Thanks for looking out for the people, Mr. Marvin. And continue doing the good work that you're doing. You're not work. Yeah, I can see progress going on in the place. See that? Wash up and shine up. That is it, man. I'll get it right.
progress, right? And at least it's a good thing to see that that building that looked relatively new is definitely not going to go to waste. But even in the video of itself, there was a car that was parked in there, and I'm saying, you know, seems like if somebody is there going there, but the maintenance, what's going on? We want spending all of that money on infrastructure and then now come and build back this and all kind of things could have been, you know, maintained better. So we ain't gotta keep digging in your pocket to just keep rebuilding, repairing things that is unnecessary. Ravi and Badu King got a whole little back and forth in the chat. They tell you, hey, I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to say big up to all the frequent travelers, everybody who's called in, everybody who's dropped insightful commentary in the comment section, entertaining commentary in the comment section, right? You, the travelers, the persons that come on to the live, that comment, you know, make the live what it is. Thank you for being here and, you know, for spending some time with us right here on Delta 9 Media Money. Big up yourself every single time. Every single time. We went through so many headlines on this particular live presentation, but most important thing, on this Tuesday special presentation that I want to make sure that we leave with understanding, because I want everybody to leave on a good vibe, and I want to make sure that we highlight one more time so that we could vindicate this youth that they was really trying to paint in a particular light, you know. And it's important that we understand that mix up that went down and persons in trying to, you know.
The 16-year-old young man who has been circulating on social media has a 23-year-old farmer who allegedly unalived their 7 years old.
So his mother also came up on our platform to confirm to us that he is not 23 years old and he is only a mistaken of identity. Yes, he is. And the 7-year-old young man father also stated that this young man do not live far away from him. The resident who camera picked up this young man also stated to us that he did not saw the young man entering the yard. However, because he's known to the village as someone whose hands is very sticky and will take stuff that do not belongs to him, because he is one of those teen who is not listening to his mother, he was the one who was being arrested. However, family member also had sent us video with this young man stating, or the alleged family member sent us video stating that this was the young man who went into the home. Do not know why would somebody want to circulate the video of this young man only to cover up, knowingly that this young man was not the person that entered into the home, because of they saw the CCTV footage camera that he did not enter the home. However, today it was confirmed on our platform by his mother and stepsister that he is 16 years old and he is not the suspect, nor is he in police custody anymore for the unaliving of the 7-year-old. So let us just wait and see who is the alleged family member video that will be released for unaliving. We're only making this video because we know many persons are probably angry and would harm this child if they eventually see him in a place thinking that he was the one who unalived the 7-year-old, but it was not him. Hey guys, quick update. So this young man is a 16-year-old young man who has been circulating on social media as a 23-year-old farmer who allegedly unalived the 7 years old. So
you get a chance to see it there again, Delta 9 travelers. Share this live. Highlight the developments in these headlines and updates and everything that we would have dealt with right here on this live presentation. We've been live for more than 2 hours now. Did you take a couple of seconds yet, Delta 9 travelers? You take a couple of seconds yet and make sure you thumbs up the live. Thumbs up the live, buddy. Thumbs up the live. It don't cost you nothing to hit that thumbs up button. That's the free way how you can support Delta 9 Media. Thumbs up the live.
So climb higher. Delta 9 visions, I'm a flyer. One love, one life, divine supplier. Roots in the dirt, but my head in the sky. Caribbean heat where the palm trees cry. Sweat up the brow, build a kingdom white. From the Essequibo to the Delta time. Mama pray loud, stars answer our car. Immigrant hustle never scared too far. Dollars and dreams, but I'm counting my soul. Patriots blood in my veins we hold. One love we rise, no fear inside. Hands to the heavens, blessings collide. Thankful alive, the present divine. One love, one heart, forever aligned. Planting on the stove, incense in the air. Ancestors whisper, they always there. Lion heart spirit, men full of prayer. Trials and triumphs, I wear it like flare. Delta 9 meditations, my mind on peace. Breaking chains daily, my soul released. Caribbean rhythm, my body unleashed. Thankful for
Now, it's important that we highlight and promote entrepreneurship, right? So today we're going to highlight a special line of products coming from an entrepreneur who's been doing her thing in New York, and now she's international with it, with a number of locations in Guyana and other parts of the world as well. Who are we speaking about? We're speaking about Omifa Organics, right? And she's about to highlight some products that are plant-based for us that can help with a number of things, right? We're gonna get this information coming from one of the persons that's been using the product for a while, and definitely the barcode is right there so you can scan and you can support a Guyanese product. You can support entrepreneurship. We can support one another and build real enterprise internationally. Yeah, let's hear these details coming from a satisfied client.
As you can see, both sides of her head in the corners is very thin. And that is the reason why she shaved her head, because she wanted her corners to go thick also after her braids fell out. As you can see, her hair begins the growth process journey. And here we are continuing the journey of her hair growth. Luscious, thicker, stronger, fuller hair, as you can see. Yes, the Botana oil that Omifa Organic sells does this. Yes, as you can see again, here we are. Keep it going. All you got to do is be consistent. And just imagine if she had added that Botana shampoo and conditioner to the routine with the Botana oil. Just imagine how much longer and fuller her hair would have been or could have been. Don't let that be you. Grab the Botana shampoo and conditioner today. Do not delay. This is where you can uplift your products from if you are in Guyana. Berbice, Georgetown, and Linen location is provided. Pickup is provided by calling the number above in the United States. We also ship all across the United States and all across the world, including the UK. Yes, grab the Botanic shampoo and conditioner while it's on sale. Don't walk, run.
Telling you, big up to Omifa Organics. That's the barcode that takes you straight to the website. Definitely let them know Delta 9 Media. Shout to them out. And we saying, listen, get yours today. At this point is where I'm going to say thank you again for tuning in, and I will catch you in the next flight. Definitely we're going to be live at 6:30 tomorrow, but you never know. We're definitely going to have uploads, but we might come live before. So make sure that you're subscribed. Hit that subscription button, buddy. It don't cost you nothing, but it will keep you connected with everything trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. Listen, we got so much content to upload and so many pre-recorded pieces of material that we want to get into. Plus, there's this special conversation that Big Smith had an interview recently. Y'all could go and check it out because we got a number of other aspects that we're going to bring to it, and we're going to analyze it as well with other comparisons from international masons. He had a very interesting, big up yourself, Big Smith. He had a real interesting interview with some masons that came through, and the brothers was giving different insights on different things. Check out that interview. We're going to talk about it tomorrow on Wisdom Wednesdays. We're going to talk about that and some more headlines and a lot of other trending and very important updates that, we're definitely going to update one another with come 6:30 tomorrow. Plus, look, before you go, now make sure that I share the notebook learning modules for persons who might want to go and check out some of the stuff, because you're going to hear the brothers mention some of the aspects of study that are up here on the notebook learning modules. For one, you're going to hear them mention numerology. If you go and check out the interview on Big Smith. You're going to hear them talk about astrology. You're going to hear them mention Gnosticism. They didn't speak about the straw man, but it's important that you understand the straw man because that goes into trust law and all of these other things that even Honorable VP Jack Dio was starting to highlight, and then we heard the Honorable Attorney General was highlighting the fact that we're about to get into this different aspects of trust law and stuff like that soon in Guyana. So check it out, understand more about, the aspects of your own present divinity. Big up to all the travelers. And again, one love. I'll catch you in the next flight.